Personal finance has a language all its own. To get our kids fluent, introduce them to the terminology and incorporate it into your daily conversations. A is for assets, meaning your belongings that are worth something. Could be your bike, a gaming system, sporting equipment, whatever. They may not be income producing assets, we'll get to that another time, but they are worth something on the secondary market if push came to shove. This weekend, our neighborhood had its semi-annual Get Junk Out of Your House sale, community yard sale, excuse me. The kids look forward to it, and this year we were actually in town for it, and so they were very, very excited to participate. The conversation actually began the night before, which was, how much are you willing and able to spend? B is for budget. What's your plan? How much are you planning on spending? And is there anything special that you're trying to find or acquire or get your hands on? So early Saturday morning, the three set out on their bikes with about $30 each. It was a little different for each kid based on what they asked for off of their spending ledger. I warned them that they could buy things that might be broken. There's no return policy. And while I would never suggest that the neighbors are trying to defraud kids in the neighborhood, because F is for fraud, there are no guarantees when it comes to buying used items at yard sales. Caveat emptor, my friends. They returned with a crazy amount of stuff. And it was anything from treasures ranging from this $2 frayed leather braided Indiana Jones braided leather whip to an overflowing 50-cent bag of seashell decor to a $5 combo pool table air hockey table with only 14 pool balls, but whatever, kid didn't mind. They were ecstatic. I was very curious how the boy got that air hockey pool table home on his bike. Apparently the neighbor helped, which was great. I'm sure the neighbor was like, anything to get this out of my house, take it please. And he only lives like around the corner, so it was not that far. But anyway, the kids were absolutely thrilled with what they got. I was impressed with how much they were able to get for that much money. And one kid came home not having spent it all. Another kid borrowed from the first kid. And we trued it up on the ledgers later on that evening. The yard sale illustrates another very key concept, which is D is for depreciation. Collectively, those items cost 10 to hundreds of dollars new. My kids got them for 5 to 10 cents on the dollar. So while assets are things they own with some value, that value is greatly diminished over time. Speaking which, V is for value. We're able to have a contextual conversation when the kids see neighbors asking either for silly high or silly low prices for their unwanted items. The kids can grasp both of these concepts when they experience it firsthand. We can also talk about how J is for job, which is how they had the spending money in the first place. The latest injection being pet sitting in the neighborhood over spring break. And S is for both saving and spending. So had they not saved some of their earnings from several weeks ago, they wouldn't have had this money to go enjoy their yard sale experience. So they really enjoyed participating in the secondhand economy. It brings them great joy, and while it puts junk in my house, that's their spending choices. Lastly, M is for money, and it's a wonderful tool to have at one's disposal. When children are able to practice earning, saving, and spending, they develop skills and judgment that will serve them well their entire life. You cannot begin early enough teaching kids personal finance. So how do you talk about financial terms in your family? Drop a line in the comments. I'd love to hear.